Let me hug. Okay. All right, let's do breakfast.
일어나라.
You're trying to stay on a diet, but the snacks are playing hard to get. Only 3 pull-ups away from a cheat meal. Jesus walked on water so this cat could run on a pond full of goldfish without getting his paws wet. This is some peak main character energy right here. You're trying to act cool and mysterious, but your best friend decides it's actually wrestling season. Spent years studying the art of stealth and camouflage only to realize that my head is still a different color than the pot. Back to the drawing. I went from I can see everything to I can see nothing in 5 seconds flat. Clearly my eyes are still on their free trial. Does someone have... to check for monsters under my bed, but now I have to check for trash pandas in my bed. Honestly, his rent is overdue and he refuses to leave the guest room. This is his house now. You and your best friend share the same personality, but one of you is just a slightly longer version of the other. Trying to enjoy your Christmas vacation, but your snack starts fighting back. That tiny hunter energy is real. You're trying to sleep in, but your Belgian Malinois thinks your feet are a game of whack-a-mole. I guess my alarm clock is a land shark now. Spend $40 on a silk shirt only for a cockatoo to decide it is the perfect place to work on his core strength and outdoor gymnastics routine. The realization hits that you are not the main character, you are the snack. Hit that perfect spot and your soul briefly leaves your body. This is the peak performance of a potato. You forget to pay the nanny, so she starts repossessing the blankets. Started this video as a majestic fluff cloud and ended it as a very stressed cotton ball that has seen too much. You tell them it is time for a bath, but they are both fluent in the art of playing invisible. Realize you finally made it to the weekend, but you have no idea where you are going or what you are doing. You're mid-yawn and suddenly remember every embarrassing thing you did in 2014. Trying to stay on a diet but your hand has a mind of its own. Work hard, nap harder, snack accidentally. You try to high-five your cat but she is currently a tripod and very busy with her own schedule. Technically a domestic cat, but the neighborhood barbecue is at an unguarded level of medium rare. Mission Impossible ribeye protocol. Trying to sleep in but your responsibilities literally start crawling all over you. You are trying to stay awake in the meeting but the PowerPoint is 60 slides long and the lights are dimmed. Trying to stay mad but then you remember you're literally the cutest person in the room. This tiny dramatic pause is brought to you by 3 AM thoughts and a very small monkey. Tag. You're 3 hours into a nap and someone starts opening a bag of chips. You ordered a polar bear on Wish but the delivery guy just brought a very enthusiastic ham. Realize the 3 AM motivation. You realize the person staring back at you is the reason for all your problems, but you still have to admit they look pretty good today. I realize I have snacks. The personal trainer is a bulldog, but the client is a cat who just wants to find the off switch. Trying to stay mad, but the winter vibes are just too cozy to resist. Sleeping through my problems like a professional. That cats are actually 100% liquid. This is what happens when you follow the instructions for assembly but forget to read the part about volume and displacement. Just a standard tabby currently. You're trying to start a mosh pit, but your best friend just wants to nap. Would you like me to write a few more options?
Huh?
You're a creature of the night, but your human thinks it's time. Had a long day of gathering nuts and now you are just a pair of dramatic floor rugs waiting for a belly rub. Man vs. Snow, the ultimate showdown. My dog thinks the shovel is a Pez dispenser for frozen treats, and honestly, gives you that side eye because he knows he is the main character in this photo op. He really said, "Forget the selfie, I am taking the whole girl." That moment you realize the orangutan has more game than anyone you have met on Tinder. From a warm hug. Your dog hears the laundry is dry but decides it is actually a giant pile of treasure for him to sit on. Convinced he is helping by scratch the lower back and accidentally activate the factory reset button. You're trying to stay mad at your friend, but they open a bag of chips and suddenly you're both best friends again. Realize the meeting could have been an email, but you already put on your fancy white coat and showed up in the tundra. You think you are the alpha of the gym, but then you meet the regional manager.